This is Death Stranding 2. It's a game about a lot of things. About togetherness, separation, grief, loss, triumph, musicals sometimes. But the gameplay loop revolves mainly around one thing, and that is delivering packages. Last year, Death Stranding 2 was my personal game of the year. I played it for almost the entire month of July. I got the Platinum Trophy. I did literally everything there was to do in this game. And I set it down. But then I gained this inexplainable urge to pick the game back up. And it wasn't the story or the combat or the giant kaiju-sized monsters that drew me in, despite how much I love all of those things. At the end of the day, the part about Death Stranding 2's gameplay loop that I love the most is the walking. And it is this gameplay loop that I really want to focus on. Because despite all of the criticisms from onlookers about it being a walking simulator, despite all of the myriad of other things you can do, funny enough, the most satisfying part of playing Death Stranding 2 is the walking. Traversal is a very often covered topic in open world games, and oftentimes it is mostly used as a means to an end, a way of getting from point A to point B. What Kojima has done here instead is make traversal an end in itself. Traversal is not some way of getting from point A to B, it is the goal. You play Death Stranding 2 to walk around. And when broad scale transportation is zoomed in to such a micro scale, where you are simply focusing on putting one foot in front of another, I think something new emerges. What I really want to explore in this video is what exactly that new thing is. Because as of right now, I don't really have the words to describe it. I only feel its presence, and more importantly, its lack of presence in other games. This unknown factor makes you pay more attention to the world around you. It makes you more connected with Australia. And that creates for very special moments where no story beat has been progressed, no dialogue has been spoken, and nothing really out of the ordinary has happened except for one song playing at one specific point. And usually, this would not matter in other games. But somehow, Kojima, in all of his brilliance, has created a circumstance where simply walking and listening to music in-game is magical.
Well, I know you're tired, dear, so I'll shut the door and leave for a glass of wet champagne. Pour it on the TV screen. Put your dresses in a row. Take the blonde with the blue bow. In a city I don't know. In a city I don't grow. Don't rely on famous men. Only live in common dens. Let me lie on Alice bed.
So let's get one thing out of the way here first. Death Stranding 2 is a phenomenally beautiful video game. I've said it before, but I'll say it a million more times if I must. I think that the Decima engine, which is used for Death Stranding 1 to Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West, is literal black magic. It is probably one of the best engines for making open world games, as it's able to have an incredibly far draw distance while also maintaining a spectacular level of minute quality, while also not sacrificing performance whatsoever. It's one of the best engines, I swear, and Death Stranding 2 makes full use of its capabilities. But it's not just the raw graphical fidelity that makes this game beautiful. I also think the art style itself is very pleasing to the eye. It blends together the rustic feeling of nature with the futuristic feeling of a sci-fi world, all wrapped up in a special mixture of Kojima weirdness and social commentary. It probably goes without saying, but if you want to make traversal fun, you have to make a world that's worth traversing. And I think that Death Stranding 2 has accomplished this in spades, both through visuals and through terrain. Traversing the game on foot feels amazing, and I think that that's one of its greatest strengths. But that is only part of the picture, because you're probably looking at this gameplay and going, Hydramazing, it doesn't really look that riveting. I know you're describing it as this very fun traversal mechanic, but it just kind of looks like you're walking around. What makes that so exciting? And you would be partially right here. Watching someone play Death Stranding 2, despite its amazing visuals, does not provide the same sense of excitement as, say, watching someone play Spider-Man 2. The traversal doesn't immediately grab your attention in that way, which means there's something tangible that only the person holding the controller would understand. The walking mechanics in Death Stranding 2 are cumbersome. Yeah, I think that's the right word to define it. They aren't straightforward at all, and it takes a lot of practice to get used to. Walking somewhere in Death Stranding and Death Stranding 2 is not the same as walking somewhere in any other game, including other open world games. Sam, the player character, is clumsy, I guess, is a pretty graceful way to put it. Getting from point A to point B, even while walking, is not a given. He'll stumble, he'll trip, he'll get off balance, and if he falls, you'll damage your cargo, and that will impact the amount of points you get for a successful delivery. Put into practice, this means that walking is not a mindless activity. You are always focusing on the next step, you're always looking at the terrain ahead of you, and you are always paying attention to where you are in the moment. And when the game drags you into the moment, when it makes you live in the here and now, and then it pairs that up with fantastic visuals, that's how you get that wow factor when the music starts playing, because it's not playing for Sam Porter Bridges, the player character, it's playing for you. And I want to paint a picture of what exactly this is like, having a game set up all of these organic moments for you. You see, there's this mountain that is ever present in Death Stranding 2. It covers a large area, you have to explore it constantly, and you can see it across the entire map. Now, everybody who plays Death Stranding 2, at least everybody who I can think of who's played this game, has the exact same thought the very first time they see this mountain. Man, I wish I could climb it. So when you finally receive that first mission to climb up the mountain and go to an observatory in order to deliver some packages, man, do you spring on it. Man, do you get so excited to finally scale this behemoth that's always been casting a shadow over your journey. But you don't just want to stop there, you want to go even further. You see, this delivery only ever asks you to scale the mountain, never to go any higher than that. There is an absolute peak, an apex, if you will, a point on the mountain where everything else is beneath it, and your path will cross it. You will see it from glimpses as you go along your way, but you will ask yourself time and time again, should I go out of my way and just climb this damn mountain? So that's exactly what I did. I wanted to see if I could climb this mountain on foot without any vehicles or any assistance, and the pre-planning phase, the delivery, the movement, everything came together in such a magical sense where I truly felt like I was making this journey in real life. The stress of watching my battery go down on my exoskeleton suit, wondering if I had brought enough PCCs to build another generator. The stress of wondering if I had actually gone around the correct route and constantly panic opening my map to see if I was going the right way. The stress of looking up the mountain and knowing that a single fall could result in death and still pushing forward anyway. All of that stress gave way to absolute satisfaction. Even though all I am doing is walking up a mountain, the underlying system mechanics here make it so that every single step, every loss of battery, every loss of footwear durability and stamina are felt in real life because the consequence is having to make the journey again. But there is still an indescribable urge to shoulder these challenges anyway, for no reward, mind you, because the reward is the journey itself. You climb the mountain to see the view in real life. You climb the mountain to see the view in Death Stranding 2. The best part is you don't get to this point because of some quest marker or because it's on the path to completing some delivery. You have to want to get here in order to end up at this exact point. And every single Death Stranding 2 player does it because it's fun, because it's enjoyable, and because we want to. And the beauty of this game and the foresight of its creators is that once you reach the apex of this mountain, once you reach the absolute top, it doesn't just stand back and let you take in the view. It provides you with the option to zoom out the camera, look around, and enjoy the fruits of your labor. And that's what Death Stranding 2 is to me. It's a combination of amazing boss fights, cool characters, phenomenal music, and possibly some of the most engaging traversal that I've ever experienced in any video game, ever. Also, since I started recording this video, they did release an entirely new difficulty of Death Stranding 2, and I'm playing that live on twitch.tv/HydraMazing. I play a ton of different games there. If you want to check me out and watch me fail spectacularly at doing things that I allegedly should be good at doing, check it out. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I've wanted to get back into making more videos for YouTube because I feel like I'm able to really talk about things that I like on here. So why not start with making a video about my game of the year of 2025? Next up, I'm going to be doing a video about my game of the year of 2026, at least so far. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching and have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.